Now that we've got this car home and running, it's time to see what we actually bought. Today, we're pulling the interior out, cleaning up the engine bay, and hopefully driving it into the shelter so that we can start working on the brakes and planning the restoration. If you missed the last episode where we loaded this car up, brought it home, and got it running, be sure to go back and check it out.
Today we're going to try and take the interior out of this car, which just reeked of rodents, droppings, and urine. It was disgusting. And so I've got Graeme in there right now. We're going to unbolt the seats.
First thing is first, let's take a quick look inside. And as we can tell, this door card looks in great shape. The seats, it's an all original seat. It's impressive that it's still in this manner. The headliner looks fantastic. I love the trim colors on the seats. You even see here, we'll go around the back and go to the back seat. You even see the cord hanging out around the back seat. With even what looks like an ashtray as well. The gold piping on the seats, it's spectacular. And again, being that it is a Monarch, 1956 Monarch, slightly different accents than the 56 Mercury, making this a Canadian car. Of course, around the back here, we'll see the trunk is full of parts. We've pretty much jammed this car as packed as we could with all the excess parts. And as we walk around, you'll see a little bit of rust here in the bottom of the quarters. Very typical for the age of this cars. But, overall, the interior is it's impressive, really, to see a car of this age and in this condition. The carpets, that's easy. It's something we can pull out quite easily. And when we get a chance here in a second, we will be unbolting the seats and taking this whole interior apart so we can take a better look to see what kind of shape the floor is in. And as you see, along the front here, we have this iconic chrome bumper that identifies this as a 1956 Monarch.
Okay, here we go. Whew! I am sweating. I'm exhausted. But we made some good progress on the car. In a second here, I'm going to show you the floors. They're actually in really good shape. Probably one of the best floors I've ever seen. And I'll show you the trunk. Seems to be that's where little rodents were making a little house. So it's kind of full of crap back there, which is the last thing that I'll have to get at here. So let's take a look at these floors that I'm talking about. So as you can see, they look to be in excellent shape. I still have to figure out how to remove these back seats. They look to be in really good shape. I just got to clean them out. But I got to figure out how they come out. And there's the rest of the floor pan. So surface rust there. Quite a bit of sand over there. Maybe through the hole. I don't know how that got all in there. But pretty good overall. Like pretty solid floors. And even the rockers look to be in great shape. And once we take that side trim piece off down here, there we go. We'll probably see a little bit more. But yeah, she looks to be in great shape. Try to clean the dash up a little bit. Next, I think I got to take those sun visors off as well and remove all that trim. More to come on this gorgeous 1956 Monarch Phaeton 4-door hardtop. All right.
What are you doing there, Graeme?
Spray none. Good old degreaser. I think we got this stuff at Walmart. I don't know. It's pretty cheap and it works well.
Well, it looks like that firewall is looking pretty darn good. And look at those valve covers. Like, wow, have they ever cleaned up?
Yeah, I don't know, Carla, but as you can see, I got the Ziploc bag covering our custom Pickle Jar Gas tank, so I think we're good.
And to my nemesis, the trunk. Oh, this is probably the worst part of the job. When you get a car and you got to peel it all back apart and see what's in there. The trunk floor is, again, in immaculate shape. Super solid. The yucky part is going to be getting rid of all that crap in here. And then this side. Just horrible. I can't wait to clean this up. And then give her a good wash. Rinse everything out. Not bad, otherwise.
All right, Graeme couldn't wait to use his pressure washer and degreaser on this car. So let's go see what he's done. The rear quarter panel on the driver's side has some serious rust that needs repairing. Luckily, the rust doesn't go too far up this quarter panel. The one thing about these cars is they don't build these quarter panels, so it's something that we're going to have to make ourselves. The trunk has been all cleaned up, degreased, and pressure washed, and she is solid as can be.
All right, Carla, enough about the trunk. People know that this car can get groceries and you can store dead bodies in the back. Let's have a look at these floors.
Well, they look pretty darn good to me. I mean, it is absolutely solid. There's not a single hole in the floor. Look at that dash. It is stunning. The headliner, the trim. Oh, there's the back piece. I'm still trying to figure out how that piece comes out.
Oh, you're still going. I think you've done enough damage for one day.
All right. I'm really not sure what Graeme is doing, so let's check it out. Graeme, what are you doing now?
Well, Carla, I'm using the air blow gun. It's for car cleaning.
What? What on earth is that? What does it have in it?
Well, you hook it up to the air compressor and you spray out whatever cleaner you want.
And what did you put in there?
Well, I think right now we're just using some vinegar to try and get that nasty-ass smell out of the air.
Man, I would pay for our viewers to smell this stench.
Okay. Last minute top up of brake fluid. See, the engine was power washed. Gas. Yeah. Right there. Alright. Alright, at least we'll be a little bit safe now.
Crazy how smooth it is.
You think so?
I think that engine's revved up a little bit high. We may need to do some fine-tuning. What do you think, folks?
Well, Cara, I think we should start with maybe installing some mufflers on the car, hey?
Is the exhaust pipe even all solid or what? What do you think?
Missing mufflers.
I don't know, missing mufflers.
What are you sitting on?
A rubber tire.
Alright. Let's show everyone what the car looks like right now.
Look at how beautiful those door cards are. I can't wait to pull them off and clean them up.
Okay, Graeme, how long does that pickle jar last for fuel? How much mileage do we get out of that?
10 minutes per pickle jar.
10 minutes per pickle jar is our fuel.
All right, Carla, it's time to move this thing. I never did tell you, but I don't think the brakes worked very well on this. And when I actually moved the car and was steering into the shelter, I was shitting my pants because I thought the car was going to crash.
Well, I was wondering why on earth you were kind of going and stopping and trying to figure out what the heck was going on. You're batshit crazy. I told you, make sure those brakes work before you go down the hill. You're lucky you didn't get yourself killed, or worse yet, hurt our car.
It's fine. I have my seatbelt on. And I'm telling you, that tire, it's built for comfort.
Oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
Slow down a little bit.
Thanks for joining us on Cruising with Carla. If you made it this far, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay tuned for more of Cruising with
Carla.
Carla, she's the smart one.